Hello everyone, welcome back. A little while ago I made a video about guitars I hate, and on that list was the Fender Teleacoustic. So when Fender announced that they were going to do a new line of these Telecaster acoustic crossovers, I had many of you guys asking my opinion on it. I've managed to get my hands on one of these babies here at NAMM, and I'm going to give you my honest review on it for better or for worse. Now, I don't consider myself much of a gearhead. I don't concern myself about what it's made out of, the specs, or anything like that. I care about more how it plays, how it looks, and how it sounds. Now, one of the biggest gripes I had about the original Teleacoustic was it looked like absolute trash. It looked cheap and it was made out of this horrible plastic. I will say this about this guitar is that it does look nice, and my first impressions are that it feels like a quality instrument. Let's plug it in and see what kind of sounds we can get out of this. There are two pickups in here. One of them is a Piezo, which gets that typical plugged-in acoustic type sound. To me, it sounds like a Piezo pickup. I really don't like the sound of a Piezo pickup, but I will say for that sound, it's about as good as one could expect. To be honest, that was never going to win me over, but for that specific sound, I would say it's about as good as a lot of other acoustics, maybe a bit better. If you're after that sound, this will get you there, and as far as I can tell, you probably wouldn't be dealing with a lot of feedback if you're running it through a PA. The other pickup is a classic Tele bridge style pickup. Let's see how that sounds. Now keep in mind, I'm running this straight through a solid state amp. I would love to try it out on my rig, but that's not going to happen. Despite that, sounds decent. If I'm looking for that Tele sound, I would just prefer the actual thing, but it is a nice feature to have on this guitar. There are also some interesting sounds you can get if you start blending the two pickups. I think any acoustic guitar needs to be recorded as an acoustic instrument, so let's see what it sounds like with a mic in front of the sound hole. I mean, it's okay for a smaller body acoustic style guitar. You're never going to get that sound of a full body guitar, but that's not what this is. When you take into account the convenience of having all these sounds available, I mean, I could see how somebody would be into this. Here's the biggest upside with this thing. It plays absolutely amazingly, probably better than any other acoustic guitar I've played. It feels just like an electric. It's got jumbo frets on it, it's slim, it's lightweight, it feels good. I can imagine myself playing this for a long 3-hour gig without getting any finger pain, whereas other acoustic guitars can be quite taxing on the hands. As far as the general concept goes, I don't like it. If I'm going to play an acoustic guitar, I'm just going to play an acoustic guitar. I'd rather sacrifice some of the playability for the sound. But if you're playing long sets with a cheap sound system, I can imagine this will make your life significantly easier. Here's the big thing though, this thing costs $2,000, and that is a pretty hefty price tag. That's competing with some decent Laraves and Taylors. Fender is making these in the US, which is clearly reflected in the price tag. I personally could never justify buying one. Again though, I have my biases and personal needs. I could see this being a perfect guitar for the right person. So to sum it up, it's a high quality instrument and it does what it does quite well. It's definitely a huge improvement over those old Teleacoustics. There's a small portion of people that this guitar will be absolutely perfect for. I'm not one of them, but if I were to remake that Guitars I Hate video, this would not be on the list. And if you came here hoping I would absolutely trash this thing, my apologies, that wouldn't be honest, that's how I feel. Guys, as always, thank you all for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You can check out some more videos with that link up there. I've got merch available over at www.shopsamuraiguitarist. An extra big thank you to everyone who supports my channel on Patreon. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you again soon.